All right, today we're going to dig into a really counterintuitive idea, one that could totally flip how your company thinks about AI. This comes from Joshua Wöhle, the CEO of Mindstone, and believe me, it challenges the one person everyone just assumes should be in charge of all this.
So just think for a second. In your organization, who's the one leading the charge on AI? Who's driving the strategy, picking the tools, and guiding how it all gets rolled out? You probably have a name that just popped into your head, right?
Okay, so if you said the Chief Technology Officer, well, you're not alone. That is the default answer for almost every business out there. But, and this is a big but, what if that default thinking is actually making you miss the single biggest opportunity that AI has to offer? That's exactly what we're about to unpack.
So why do we all automatically jump to the CTO? Well, it's because of this fundamental misunderstanding of what AI is really for. And honestly, it's a mistake that costs companies their biggest chance for a breakthrough.
You see, it really boils down to two completely different ways of looking at AI. On one side, you've got automation. This is all about cutting tasks, replacing work, and just cranking up efficiency. But the real game changer, the real magic, is on the other side, augmentation. This is about using AI as a partner to amplify how we think, to boost our creativity, and to supercharge our strategy. It's not about replacing people, it's about making them unbelievably better at what they do.
I mean, think about it. If you're only focused on automation, it's kind of like having a supercomputer and just using it as a basic calculator. Yeah, sure, you get some efficiency gains, but you are completely missing out on AI's potential to be a true creative and strategic partner, one that can literally transform how your entire team thinks and operates.
Okay, so if augmentation is the real prize, how on earth do you sort through all the noise? How do you separate the helpful AI from all the hype? The key is finding something called the utility threshold.
This utility threshold, it's that magic moment, right? It's when a tool stops being a novelty, a cool toy, and starts becoming an absolutely essential part of your workflow. It's the point where it delivers clear, obvious, and repeatable value. You know, before you hit this threshold, using the tool feels like more work than it's worth. But once you cross it, you can't even imagine how you worked without it.
And figuring out if you've hit that threshold is actually super simple. It just comes down to a quick two-part test. First, does this tool consistently save me time? And second, does it actually tangibly improve the quality of my work? If you can't get a solid yes on at least one of those, the tool is probably more of a distraction than a real solution.
But here's the thing, finding an off-the-shelf tool that hits that sweet spot is tough, because they weren't built for your specific needs. And that leads us to a really powerful alternative, building your own. And hey, don't worry, you don't need to know how to code. Let's just bust a huge myth right now. You do not need to be a coder, and you do not need a massive budget to create your own custom AI solutions. Seriously, with all the no-code platforms and powerful tools out there now, building your own AI-powered assistant that's perfectly tuned to your team's workflow is easier than it has ever been.
And the benefits? They are absolutely massive. Instead of some generic software, you get a tool that is tailored to your exact process. Imagine, say, a sales team building a simple tool that pulls the latest news on their top clients every single morning. That saves a ton of time and money on subscriptions. But way more importantly, it makes the whole team more flexible, and it empowers non-technical folks to solve their own problems. That's how you get innovation from the ground up.
So this brings us right back to our big question. If the real goal here is augmentation, and the best way to get there is by empowering teams to build their own solutions, who should be leading this charge? Well, the answer might not be who you think.
Think about it like this. A CTO's job, their whole world, is focused on technology, on systems, on deployment. That's the automation mindset. But HR? Their entire mission is centered on people, skills, and empowerment. AI augmentation isn't really a technology problem, you see. It's a people problem. It's about changing how people work, how they learn, and how they grow.
And that's the ultimate takeaway here. The future of AI, the real revolution, isn't about rolling out new tech. It's about empowering people. It's a human revolution. It just happens to be enabled by some incredible new tools.
So we'll leave you with this. Take a hard look at your own organization. Is your AI strategy all about the tech, or is it about the people? Is the conversation all about efficiency, or is it about empowerment? Your answer to that question will tell you if you're building for yesterday, or if you're truly leading into the future.